Aloha, everyone. This is the very first episode of the Aloha Monday podcast with Lexi. And I am genuinely excited. Like, this smile on my face is genuine. This has been so long in the making. And today I'm going to share with you just a quick story of how this came about, the idea behind it. And then I'm going to give you what's called a takeaway. This is the very first ever step of this journey that I'm taking personally. And this podcast is for me because I need to learn and grow. And there's a really nice proverb that says, when you water others, you yourself are watered. It's kind of like what you do good for others, what you impart to others, it will be more so imparted to you. So, Aloha Monday. I know it's not Aloha Friday. The reason why I named my channel Aloha Monday is because I'm off on Mondays. So it's kind of like my pauhana, relax, look forward to the weekend day. I know that for you, Aloha Fridays, for those of you who don't work on the weekends, you are looking forward to it. You spend time with family and friends. Monday happens to be that day for me. So if you're listening to this podcast because you are unmotivated and you find it very, very hard to wake up in the morning, get dressed, and go to work because you absolutely dread your job. I was once there. I totally relate. And I totally understand what you're going through. I believe God gave us life and life more abundantly. We should be enjoying life. We should be excited about it. We should be motivated to wake up because we are in great expectation of the things that are going to happen throughout the day because we absolutely love life and we have that hope and that encouragement that our lives matter and they have purpose. And unfortunately, there are many people out there who don't feel that way. And it breaks my heart because I was once there. Life is supposed to be purposeful and meaningful and joy-filled. God has intended every single person to be that way. I'm here as much as you're here. And so let's do this together because I know that great things are going to happen and God has a lot in store for all of us. So here's the takeaway you've all been waiting for. And I'm going to share a story in the Bible. It's one of my favorite stories. So it's about this woman. Just imagine you have 2 kids. Your husband just passed away. He was so much in debt that the creditors want to take away your 2 kids as collateral. And this story is taken from 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1 through 5. Here we have this widow woman. She's in a hard place. She decides that she doesn't want to do this alone. She needs help, right? So she communicates with the right person who happens to be this guy named Elijah. The first takeaway is don't do this alone. And this widow woman needed a guy named Elisha to give her instructions on what to do, to give her counsel. But I know that God oftentimes sends us people who gives us truth and wisdom on how to navigate through difficult times. So Elisha says, so what do you have? Is there anything that you have in your house? So this widow woman was telling, I have nothing. Okay, well, I lied. Maybe I have a jar of oil. The second takeaway is start with what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. It's not that she didn't have anything. She had something. She had a jar of oil. You might not feel like you have much, but you have something. What do you have? You have your life. You have gifts and talents. You have knowledge. You have creative ingenuity. Start focusing on what you have. And I loved what Elisha said to her. I want you to go to all your friends, borrow vessels from all of them. Like, borrow as many vessels as you can. The third takeaway is get your family involved. Get people involved. So what she did was she had to collect a lot of vessels. She couldn't do it alone. So she told her 2 sons, hey, you better help me. If you don't want to get sold, you better help me find these vessels. We need a lot of vessels. And then they brought it to her house, shut the door behind her. And she was instructed to pour the oil into every single vessel. So this is the takeaway. You get what you have and you pour it over many things. See, the vessels represent opportunities. The vessels represent different situations, maybe. They represent maybe even people. The vessels represent something that need to be filled, something that need to hold or be a carrier of your one thing. So her sons brought her the vessels and she started to pour the oil in these vessels. And let me tell you, she had 200, maybe she had 300 vessels. But when she asked her son to bring her another vessel, her son said, "No, there's no more, Mom. We don't have any other vessels." The oil stopped. So when the last vessel was filled, then the oil stopped. And that is something to really think about. So this woman, having 200, 300 vessels filled with oil, she went to sell this oil. Not only did she get out of debt and get her kids back, but she was able to live off of the surplus. Maybe it made her a millionaire. Maybe it made her a billionaire. Now I know we're talking about business because this is what it really was. It was an oil business. That was supernatural in scope, but I believe God is trying to share with us a principle. This one woman with one jar of oil has been an inspiration to me. I love this story because it teaches me that I don't have to wait till I have all my ducks in line. I can take what I have and make something that will not only impact my life, but the life of my children, the life of my family. And so I pray that this is your takeaway, that you can glean from the wisdom and guidance of this woman with just one jar of oil. I pray that this week's episode was a blessing to you and you had a lot of takeaways from it. Let me know what you think. And let me know also any suggestions on what you would like to hear from the Aloha Monday podcast. And until then, I'll see everybody in the next episode. Aloha and have a great week.